You know that text message, the one you might have just gotten today, some hot stock tip from a complete stranger? Well, that's not just spam. It's a window into this huge, kind of invisible world of digital investment fraud. And the craziest part? It's all happening on the apps we use and trust every single day.
So here's what we're going to do. First, we'll look at how these scams even get onto our phones. Then we're going to peek inside the scammer's toolkit, and it's pretty wild. After that, we'll see the crazy AI arms race to stop them, talk about the rules of the game, or the lack of them, and finally, figure out what our role is in all this.
All right, first up, the new age of scams. The battlefield for our money has totally shifted. Forget about those old-school suspicious emails. The real action, the real danger is happening in the chat apps right there on your phone.
I mean, have you gotten one of these? A random hot tip on WhatsApp or Telegram? It happens all the time, right? A super friendly message, an invite to some exclusive group, this can't-miss opportunity. It feels so personal, so immediate, and honestly, it's just believable enough to make you pause.
And that's the key thing to get here. This is not random spam. It is a very calculated strategy. These scammers are smart. They're using the trust we already have in these apps to launch some seriously sophisticated attacks. We're talking about a scale we've just never seen before.
Okay, so how in the world do they actually pull this off? Let's get into it. We're going to open up the scammer's toolkit and really break down the anatomy of a modern digital fraud. It's almost always the same playbook. Step 1. Social engineering. They get friendly, build trust, make you feel like they're on your side. Step 2. They create this massive sense of urgency, right? This is a limited time offer. Then comes the big one. Step 3. They send you a link to a fraudulent app. And once you install that, that's it. They're in. They have control.
So what is this malicious app they send? Usually it's something called a phishing APK. The easiest way to think about it is like a Trojan horse. It looks totally legitimate, like a real investment app, but underneath, its only job is to open a secret backdoor so scammers can walk right in and take your data, your money, everything.
And get this, technology has completely supercharged their whole operation. We're not just talking about one person in a basement anymore. No, these are AI-powered scams now. They're using deepfake voices, AI text, creating these incredibly believable fake people that can scam thousands of victims all at the same time. It's a whole new level.
But here's where it gets interesting. The very same technology that's making these scams so powerful, it's also our best weapon against them. Which brings us to this incredible technological arms race, fighting fire with AI.
Yeah, it's become this constant cat and mouse game. The fraudsters come up with some new trick, and then the fraud detectors have to build an even smarter tool to stop it. It's this back and forth, this relentless cycle where both sides are just trying to out-innovate the other. It's wild.
So what does this AI defense actually look like in practice? Well, think of it in a few layers. You've got models like the SBW GBM, which are basically digital bloodhounds, sniffing out fraud in real time. Then you have machine learning. This is the AI that gets to know your specific habits, so it can spot when something's off. And finally, you have these massive networks, like LSTM, that can sift through gigantic piles of data to find sneaky, hidden patterns that a person would never, ever catch.
And the toolkit is getting bigger all the time. I mean, we're using natural language processing to literally understand the words and phrases scammers use. We've got machine learning hunting down fake social media profiles. And behavioral analytics are constantly learning and updating the defense models on the fly. It's a true multi-front war, fought with code.
But here's the thing. Technology can't solve this all by itself, not even close. And that brings us to the next piece of the puzzle, the rules of the game. We're talking about regulations, laws, and who's actually responsible here.
And man, the challenges are huge. Take a place like Malaysia, for example. These scams are borderless, right? So whose laws even apply? Plus, the technology is moving at light speed, while laws move at a snail's pace. And you've got this disconnect between the regulators, the big tech platforms, and the police. All these little gaps that scammers just love to slip through.
And that's why experts like Tampu Bolin are saying we need something completely new. The old way of writing a law and letting it sit for 10 years, that's useless now. We need real-time adaptive regulatory mechanisms, basically laws that can learn and change just as fast as the scams do.
But look, you can't just legislate your way out of this problem. Regulation is only one part of the equation. The companies themselves, the tech giants, the banks, they have a massive part to play. Corporate governance is the other absolutely critical guardrail here.
It's really like a three-legged stool. If one leg is wobbly, the whole thing falls over. You need strong corporate governance, you need tough regulatory enforcement, and you absolutely need public education. All three have to work together.
And that's what brings us to our final and maybe most important point. Our collective defense. Because when you strip away all the tech and all the legal jargon, this is really about us. It's about people.
So if we're going to build a real defense, it needs these 4 pillars. We need smarter, faster laws. We need companies to step up and be ethical. We need to invest in public education. And we need to build technology that's designed from the ground up to protect people, not just connect them.
And this is really the bottom line. You can have the most advanced AI in the world, but it doesn't mean a thing if the user isn't aware. The data is super clear on this. When people know what to look for, the number of victims drops dramatically. So education, our own awareness, that's our first and maybe our strongest line of defense.
So it leaves us with this one last question to chew on. As the technology keeps getting smarter on both sides of this fight, maybe the real question isn't about which AI will win. Maybe the real question is, will we have to get wiser?